Swimming definitely holds a special place for me. I was a swimmer. I grew up as a swimmer. I quit a lot of other sports for swimming. I went to college. Instead of going for track, I went for swimming. So a lot of big decisions along the way, and then swimming's kind of where I've made my career so far. You know, it has gotten to the point where I only really want to do something that I'm really passionate about and involved with. I don't want to just do it just to be on the side of a pool deck taking a paycheck. I want to be emotionally in it and waking up excited about it and going to bed late thinking and planning things out for it. But it definitely holds a special place. Like as many times as I go into other sports, I'll probably always have something to do with swimming and want to be involved in swimming at a very high level. I continue to expand my interaction with different athletes from different sports, using the information and what I'm learning from those athletes and carrying it over to the other sports that I'm working with. I actually think I have more football players now than I've ever had swimmers. But swimming's definitely, you know, it's kind of like, it's home. It's where I came from. It's what I made my success in, so it has a special place for me. But there's a lot to learn and experiment in swimming with what I'm learning from football and skiing and speed skating and tennis and all that stuff. So there's a lot to learn from that, and it's a little more exciting that way. So I get to move around and really understand the human body at a much higher level. The way I design my workouts and the way I design everything is geared towards both. So every workout I do with Peter is mental and physical. There's never where I'm doing anything that's one. It's all about creating confidence out of the workout. With a football player in the gym, creating confidence you can carry to the pitch, creating confidence in the pool that you can carry to an actual race. So it's always playing with the head and the mentality and teaching them something mental and understanding how it connects to the body and vice versa. So it's never a cut and dry single thing, but it's a performance as a whole. He contacted me for some help, asking me some ideas, and I said, you know, we talked about his philosophy and what he saw in his head and what he believed. You know, he has a great history of going to the U.S. for college and working with a very world-class sprint coach and sprint program that's had tons of results. He was amazing in the NCAA program. So for me, it wasn't really about, hey, let me just take this athlete and start to put my mark on him. It was more of an evolution of, we were friends for a long time since, as long as I've known him, since, I don't know, 2014, 2013, something like that. We've been friends. I supported him when he was in college, whatever he needed. So it was kind of more of an evolution of us kind of collaborating as partners, and it was kind of natural. So it wasn't any hey, pull the trigger. It was kind of just a natural growth of things. We get along very well as partners. We work very well in that sense. We have a very good understanding of who's in charge at what time. It's very natural. It's a very smooth fit. So it's kind of like a brotherhood. It's very easy. More my style. It definitely fits. You definitely need an athlete who, for me, I can get a lot of athletes who want to actually do the work, they know what they want to do and they're willing to do whatever they got to do to get there. For me and him, it's, there is much more brotherhood to it. We lift together, we're training together, so there's definitely an element of respect that allows us to wear multiple hats at the same time. So we can be in the gym pushing each other to lift more. I can throw down and kick his butt in a set of cleans or squats or something to get him to push harder and kind of take my licks where I can get him. So I think that goes a long way in terms of what he wants to accomplish and how we kind of work together. He knows I'm willing to lift to kind of get him to go farther. I'm not going to stand there and just say, hey, keep going. There's definitely much more of an elevation of what we're trying to do. As long as, it takes an athlete who wants to stay focused, who has their eye on the prize and not going to find excuses not to get the work done. So as long as we're working as a partnership, then it works naturally. I change my style for other athletes, other sports, depending on what's going on, but for this works really well.
Volt, amikor ugyanilyen jó hangulatban dolgoztunk, ugye itthon azért lehet, hogy más, mert itthon kevesen készülnek tisztán sprintre. És ott kevesebb esély van arra, hogy viszonylag rövid ideig tart az erőkifejtésed, és utána pihi. És akkor valamivel lekötöd magad, és én beszól nekem. Én nem hagyom, és visszaszólok, tehát így elszórakoztatjuk egymást. Ugyanez volt nekem, amikor Amerikába edzettem egyetemen, vagy Amerikában az egyetem után is a profi csapatnál, ahol edzettem, ott is hasonló hangulat volt, ahol a sprinterek így összét találnak, és van idő arra, hogy egymásnak az agyát húzzák, egymással folyamatosan versenyezzenek valamibe, akkor egy hasonló hangulat alakul ki.
Working the team, it's not a big challenge for you.
It is, and it isn't. It is like it's always what he wants to accomplish in his career is a huge challenge. But I think for us, it's not that it's not a challenge. It's more of that we embrace that challenge, and we know how big it is, and we enjoy that enormity, like that massive size of it, and we kind of embrace that part. So we're having fun going after that. So it's this, we're not really afraid of it. We're not afraid of the moment. We're just embracing and going for it, and we're going to enjoy every step of the way.
And what's the goal?
I mean, obviously, anyone who tells you Olympic goal is not like, but first is let's get him qualified for his own personal first Olympics. Then we'll get to the semifinals, the finals. We'll take things as we go. You know, we're just going to go. We're trying to go on a Cinderella run and see how far we can go.
Shane-nek a mentalitását szerintem megértem. Sokkal közelebb tudom magam helyezni szerintem ahhoz, amit ő gondol, mint a legtöbben, akik itthon edzenek már 20x éve. Tudom azt, hogy ő honnan jön, mi a háttér, amiben gondolkozik, és igazából tudok vele azonosulni. Ez biztos, hogy segített abban, hogy kérdezzem őt, hogy mit szólna, hogyha együtt dolgoznánk, de szerintem maga az ő személyisége is egy olyan, amivel így viszonylag tudok azonosulni, és emiatt egy jó a kapcsolatunk jött az ötlet.
He's the most talented sprinter we've ever had in Hungary. So I mean, in terms of his physicality, the mentality, his ability to what he does, and his talent, I mean, there's no one who has a better chance than he does. It's hard to say. It's still sports, you know. So we got to take things one step at a time. We can't get ahead of ourselves. Obviously, as a swimmer, the goal is always the Olympic gold and the Olympic final and all that. But you want to be on the podium. But to do that, you got to accomplish a lot of other goals first. So we have to take it one at a time and just compete. And we'll see where we get. I look forward to workouts like this with someone like that. I love working with athletes who are dedicated, that obsessed with what they want to accomplish, and they're sponges to learn and take in different things and adapt and change. I love building and putting puzzles together. So when you take an athlete and they have a goal like he does, or you know, even a goal like, I want to go to Premier League, or I want to go here or there, like that's really cool because you start to build and put things together, and you're analyzing all the small pieces and trying to mix and match. It becomes it's like doing puzzles. You're obsessed with it. You start thinking about it all the time. So for me, I love doing that stuff. I love the chase and the process.